In this video, we'll be covering my best tip for every single anomaly part 2. In part 1, we already went over the first half of anomalies. Since the last video, 20 plus anomalies have been introduced, and also some of the older anomalies were removed or even changed. So I'll be going over a couple of tips for some of the changed anomalies, as well as one tip for every single newer anomaly. Let's get right into it. Big League was changed so that you start the game with 10 extra armor now, so your average hero wouldn't just die like turn 5. So with this new Big League change, you don't have to worry as much about tempo. So my new tip for this anomaly is picking some heroes that just discover minions is much more consistent, such as Alex Straza or Rat King, because you just cannot discover the trash minions like you normally could. So you're pretty much guaranteed to discover something relevant if you pick one of these heroes. Overseer's Orb was also changed, not in the sense that it was actually changed, but since the minion pool is different, some tribes might become better than others. And one of those tribes is Murloc. Murloc's start used to be the best start possible with Overseer's Orb, but with the removal of Honcho and some of the changes to Murlocs, it's no longer as good as it was before. So my best tip is probably just to pick a good tribe turn 1, whatever you're offered, and just know that you'll be forcing this tribe, so pick a good one. Double header is one of the anomalies I didn't give that good of a tip for the last video, so I'd like to give a better tip, and that better tip is to value spellcraft minions and blood gems so that you can use your blood gems and spellcrafts on the shop so that when you duplicate it, it doubles the value of these spellcrafts and gems. Bring in the buddies is also an anomaly I have to bring up because I see a lot of people mess this up still. But basically, if you roll into a baby N'Zoth, just keep in mind that if you buy a Surf and Surf as well, you can make literally any unit golden. This is like extremely useful if you need to golden really key cards such as Bran or Baron or something. And buying every baby N'Zoth, just check if Nagas or Beasts are in. And finally, the last anomaly that got changed that we need to discuss is Shackles of the Primus. Since last time, Bream Counter and Nomi were the best strategies to play in this anomaly, but those tribes actually just got banned in this anomaly, so the playstyle and meta is just completely different. The new best way to play this anomaly is actually now to proc Felemental as much as possible, whether it's with Bran or the Dragon Dude, because this will make your late game units, every unit that you buy, really strong. Let's now get into some newer anomalies. The first newer anomaly is Ionar's Overgrown Arena, and my best tip for this one is to not pick heroes that discover a minion off their hero power, and these include Scabs, Cookie, or etc. Because your discovered minions are going to be way worse than the minions you can actually buy from the shop. And also, for this anomaly, tripling minions is a very nice power spike because it essentially triples your buffs, so value pairs more than you would normally. Reckless Enhancement, heroes such as Brukan or Nyxia that benefit from everyone having extra shields and everyone having extra reborns are going to be very nice in this anomaly. In general, when the minions you can buy are just stronger than usual, heroes that discover minions off their hero power are just going to be worse. Tavern Special. More importantly than before, you should be playing the best that you're offered, because you're not going to be able to roll the cards you're looking for. The pool is just too diluted to hit a specific card. For Anomalous Twin, playing Banana Slamma is by far the best comp you can play because duplicating your biggest beast with the Slamma or even duplicating a Slamma is just insane for exponential scaling. So try to lean into this comp if you can. Anomalous Tribe is actually a pretty tricky anomaly to play perfectly, but as a general rule of thumb, cards that buff the shop, such as maybe Felemental or even Dancing Barnstormer, are extremely premium in this anomaly. That way, when you roll into a Carbonic Copy or a Cleave, your best strategy is actually to consolidate all your stats and sell everything to put your stats on that Carbonic Copy or your Cleave. And it's definitely worth it to buy out the shop if you must. For Anomalous Wisdom Ball, try to get to tier 4 on turn 5 if you can. Whether this means going 3 on 3 or playing Jeeve Curve, whatever makes the most sense, spending all your gold leveling before turn 6 makes you spend all your gold rolling on turn 6, which is your best use of your gold. And that way you're rolling on Tavern 4, so your rerolls will be better. Audience's choice. My tip would just be to pick Test and Scabs, but those heroes are thankfully being removed soon. So my tip for this one is just to have fun because this anomaly is not very balanced, so you're basically never going to control the outcome, but it's also sometimes hilarious. Bring home the bacon. There's no definitive turn to use your piggy banks because I've opened it as soon as turn 4 and as late as turn 8. It pretty much just depends on when you need the gold. Reasons to open your piggy bank is if you think you just need to stabilize or you need the gold to level and then to take a triple into the higher tavern tier. Temperance of Amenthal, your turn 1 means everything in this anomaly. You must buy 4 units on turn 1 and you have 2 shops to do so. This means you shouldn't be picky on what you're buying turn 1 and just buy decent units such as even Bronze Warden or Deflectobot, because having a bad turn 1 in this anomaly pretty much means you just lose the game. For keys to victory, the best tip is actually just to ignore the anomaly. It might influence what you buy on turns 3 to 6, but after turn 6, the buffs are just too minimal for it to determine what you're buying. How to even, how to odd. Pay special attention to if a key card that you need is in the lobby or not. For example, Deep Blue is pretty much never playable in these types of lobbies because Zeddy is just not in the game. Also, Murlocs are pretty awkward in general because both tier 5 and tier 6 have so key cards to the tribe, with Brand and Murky just being on opposite tiers. Comps that are especially good to play in How to Even are comps that have 6-drop win conditions such as Theatar, which is the best one in my opinion, but also you can play Undeads with Sumner, Sister, and Murgle, and APM Pirates with Peggy's and Tethys seems pretty good too. Comps that are good in odd lobbies, I think mainly is just elementals with Nomi, Wraith, Tavern Tempest, Elemental. All the good elemental Nomi support is on odd tiers. And also Quillbores with access to all the blood gem scaling on Tavern 3 and gem generation with Withered Spearhide and Bongo Hopper seem pretty good as well. Remember, it's so much easier to hit your key cards in this type of lobby because the pool is cut in half. And finally, there's one very important tip to the Deep Blue anomaly. Even though Nagas are banned, you can still convert your Deep Blue spells into permanent stats with the power of Shop Consume Demons. So if you buy a Feldrake or you're going Fellback comp, be sure to buff the shop before consuming so you can have permanently big demons. And that's going to be it for part 2 of one tip for every single anomaly. If you like this video, please subscribe if you haven't already. And also comment if there's any tip you think I might have missed or something. Just let me know. Anyways, peace.